Is the world unconscious? What do you think? More than likely, you've been convinced that that's the case. In our modern civilization, we've been taught that humans have consciousness. Everything else is just really kind of something for us to use. We even have the ability to think that other humans aren't conscious, which is why we can have slaves and why we can have hierarchies and all those terrible things that happen. Actually, that's kind of the shadow side of Enlightenment societies, is that they have decided that human nature itself is unconscious and you have to become conscious when you become enlightened. That's just kind of rude. But we've decided that there's this little spark of something that's inside our heads that's conscious, and everything else isn't, because that consciousness that's in us is seeing all these other things. Rather than, if we saw everything as conscious, we would relate with things. Think of a little kid. If you walked up to a little 2-year-old girl, 3-year-old girl, and you said, everything is alive and everything can talk to you, the little girl would believe you, and she would start talking to the things around her. She would probably get great answers. Right? But that's our nature, to believe that we can intertwine with the world that way. Just think back through history, all the fun things that people have had. Irish people have leprechauns. Leprechauns and fairies live everywhere. All this consciousness running around through the flowers and through the trees. And the leprechauns have gold at the end of the rainbow, right? So our natural tendency is to believe that we live in this interconnected world, that we're not separate from it that way. This is what non-duality is trying to get us back to. Step out of your head and out of the belief systems that you've been given, and you end up in this magic, alive world. That is so much why non-duality teachers say it's the end of suffering, because so much of your suffering is just caused by your separation, your cut offness from everything. Once we're fully entwined in reality, there's no loneliness. And once you're living with human beings who can relate to each other that way, then loneliness just literally doesn't exist, because we're just all there for each other, helping each other. So we don't need to feel this separation. And the easiest way to do that is to simply choose to not believe that consciousness is only in your head, that consciousness has something to do with the language that runs through your head and your ability to have ideas. Trees speak in a totally different language. You need to have deep silence in order to be able to hear a tree speak. Water is alive. It's a living being. So think, when you drink a glass of water, you're not hydrating. You are interacting with life itself, a living being. Intertwining, drinking this other living being, uniting, and working through this world that we live in. It's this consciousness that's going to help us change the way we all live. And this is a wonderful consciousness to share with other people and other beings. We are fabulously intertwined with everything. Stop for a second and just notice your connection. It's easy because that's your natural state.